All right, folks. Let's start our session now. The first thing, you are already aware that we were discussing this news yesterday that Israel has made dual attacks. One on Lebanon. I told you, Lebanon. In Lebanon, you have a terrorist organization, so to say, as Hezbollah, and then it has also attacked the political chief of Hamas, who was killed, Ismail Haniyeh, who was killed in Tehran. But apart from that, Israel has also confirmed that the military chief of Hamas, DF, was also killed in a strike, July strike in Gaza. So with this, Israel has basically, there were the three leaders of Hamas. Israel has managed to eliminate two of them, and we will read the news in the editorials that this actually pushes this entire region into further crisis, and then Netanyahu actually counts on the fact that there are enough people. Now if you see, President Biden is against Netanyahu. In fact, there have been a number of presidents which have been against Netanyahu because he has been at helm for quite some time. But he has been the fourth person to address the U.S. Congress, fourth time. That is not given. That privilege has not been given to any other leader. So and the fact that he counts the fact that even if the three of the presidents, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Biden, they do not agree, but there's still enough congressmen, there's still enough Republicans who support him and the expansionist policies that he has, and they believe that Israel and Jerusalem is for Jews, and Jews is for Jerusalem. So based on that kind of dogmatic view, he is emboldened. But what he might have done is he might have thrown the entire region into a toss and further instability, because action is now expected both from Lebanon and more so from Tehran, where this issue has happened. And something very exciting, exciting, not from the point of view of death, but in terms of secret services and how these assassinations happen. I've been a follower of all of this for quite some time. So if you read the news, which is down there, not on this page. There's another news that I'll show it to you, which says that the bomb was actually planned, was planted 2 months ago in that particular house, and they were waiting for this particular individual to come to that safe house, to that guest house, and after he entered the bedroom, the bomb was exploded. So think of how minutely this entire project would have been planned. And which also reminds me of a movie that you might want to watch, which is again based on Israel, and how Israel revenged the attack of on its Olympians in 1972 Olympics, if I'm not wrong. And this movie is called as Munich. I think it's available on Netflix and Amazon Prime. You can watch that. It's a good movie about this entire issue. Now, the other thing is the U.S. journalist Grekovich is freed, and there's this exchange of prisoners. Uh, something which is exciting. If you are a cheese lover, Dutch city that gives Gouda cheese names its name faces threat of sinking. I was recently in this particular city enjoying one of my favorite things, which is cheese. If you've not tried it, you should definitely try it once in your lifetime. There are different kinds of cheese. Gouda cheese is something which once it gets aged, it becomes even more tastier. So you can try this. It says that since Netherlands, by the way, you should be from the point of view of geography, you should be aware that Netherlands is reclaimed. A lot of Netherlands is reclaimed from sea using what is called as dikes. And because of climate change, and because of sea level increasing, sea level increasing, these parts of the city where this Gouda cheese is being made from, will be submerged, and therefore if the land changes, if the land and the animal habitat changes, then it will not be good anymore. So enjoy it till it lasts, and once in your lifetime visit this wonderful country. So it's a beautiful country and a beautiful city. Then now let's turn to the most important news, and discuss this at length, because we have umpteen number of articles on this, and that's why it took me so much time to read today's newspaper, because every article had a different kind of a take. And then I would also want you to read this: Delhi wants Raj Bhavans too. Do we proactive, share views when center states can differ? But this is something that we can tackle later. Let's talk about this milestones after Mandal. Now, milestone after Mandal. Now, there was this case that was there, Devinder Singh versus state of Punjab. Now, this case has been pending in the courts for quite some time. And what was this case about? The states wanted, right now what happens is that the center, under Article 341 of the Constitution, can classify any particular caste as a scheduled caste. And there was a previous ruling called Chinnamaya ruling. I'm forgetting the name. I'll just check and share it with you. So there was this ruling that was earlier there of 2004 2005, which said that there all these scheduled caste, scheduled tribes are a homogeneous group, and which cannot be subclassified. So basically giving the parliament this power of putting anything to the list, and then the states cannot tinker with it. What has happened with this particular judgment, which has overturned this 2004 Chinnamaya judgment, is that the court has said that the reality on the ground is that you should have subclassification, because of the fact that, as Justice Gawai in this particular judgment says, that it is like, once you have entered the general compartment of a train. First of all, it is very difficult to get into a general compartment of a train, because it's very crowded. But once you enter that particular compartment of the train, then you are sitting on the ledge of that entry and kicking everyone who's trying to enter in. So this is what Justice Gawai has said in this particular judgment, that once you enter the SC list, that you don't want these benefits to flow into any other person. And that is what is problematic, because what we see that and we'll see in another article in on the editorial page, which says that, when we see the data from Bihar, when we see the data from Tamil Nadu, where caste census have taken place, we see that, there is mass representation, under representation of certain castes, and there is over representation of certain castes. So this was an area which was touched by the courts, and they said that, the Chief Justice himself, who wrote the judgment, said that, there is a rationale for the principle of differentiation, but the principle of differentiation must have the nexus with the purpose of subclassification. So it cannot be for a political expediency, it cannot be for whims and fancies. If a state government wants to say that I'm going to subclassify my categories, then you need to have data to present that, there is, there is this caste which is, backward, as well as the fact that, B, this caste is not represented adequately in government services, and in each particular post level. So this is how the the Supreme Court has said, and it has also laid down these red lines, and said that use data based evidence based policies before making such recommendations. So this is something that has been discussed. You can read this entire article. There are two parts to this. the use of data and reasons, do not split, don't split to keep out. Apex court lays down the red line. So all this is being discussed here, and how, and I missed on this. Justice Gawai has also said that there can also be in future, there can also be a kind of a creamy layer which can be introduced for the SCs and STs, because of the fact that if someone is educationally also superior and also has significant amount of assets, then in that case, yeah, just like in OBC, but with a different criteria, you can also exclude people out of reservation in Article 341. So they basically have given all these ideas in this particular judgment. Then Swapnil wins bronze is something that you should know. Another thing that you should have an idea about is what are cloudbursts, geographically how cloudbursts happen, and then what are the disaster management. What does a disaster management authority do in case of a cloudburst? So landslides we've studied yesterday. You should have a fair idea about cloudbursts as well, and we now know Himachal Pradesh has had a cloudburst, and basically cloudburst is nothing but also hydrological event. It's a geographical event, but also a hydrological event, because one small particular area receives extreme amount of rainfall, and we call this as a cloudburst. So also read the technical definition. I don't recall the technical definition. I read it quite a few years ago, but you should have an idea for this. Then on a rainy morning, Swapnil Kosal has won this another medal in rifle. So shooting is one area where India has been doing well. Now coming to governors conference. Now a governors conference is taking place with respect to how the center wants to, that differences opinion between the center and the states could be resolved. This basically comes on the heels of a number of issues that have been raised by a number of states. For example, we have not had cordial relationship between the governor and the political executive in Punjab. That is also the case in Delhi. Of course, that is visible. Then Delhi is not a full-fledged state, but yes, still lieutenant governor. Then the state of West Bengal, the state of Tamil Nadu, the state of Karnataka, Kerala. All these opposition-led states, all of them have a problem, and this will be the first conference of governors, and it will be presided by the president, and also discuss all these issues with respect to governance and other aspects of jobs growth and other things. So but mainly to improve the center state relationship, which is a good measure, if you see, if you have such these things. Um, then yeah, here it was bomb smuggled into Iran's guest house months ago. Then let's move on to also, folks. Yesterday there was a news on AIMS. AIMS has developed a software. Please read about that. I had missed on that. Um, yes. So this article landmark benchmark. This article basically says that the verdict of this SC subclassification is welcome. It will enable evidence-based identification for the most disadvantaged, which will further enhance the this thing of Article 14. And I told you about this. This is the case which is, you should remember this case, Punjab versus Davinder Singh. This is the 20-year-old battle, and the other case, that 2004 case where the 5-judge bench had ruled unanimously that the states do not have the power, and anything which goes into Article 341 is homogeneous. So they have recognized that one of the most important lines is that scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are not a homogeneous group. So that's the takeaway of this particular judgment. And then they talk about this particular survey, the caste survey that came from Bihar, that of every 10,000 person, 124 dhobis had a decent higher education, but this number was only 45 for Dusad, and it was only one for Musahar. I think the mouse killing community, if I'm not wrong, the Musahars are that community. So you see the kind of inequality that exists and percolates within a particular category. The same thing is with Tamil Nadu. So you can give this example if you're writing this. You can give this example to qualify that what you are saying. So once it is said that analyze something in UPSC, if you have data to back your claim, there's nothing like that. So you should have data points like this. Then this we have already dealt. Creamy layer, as I told you, creamy layer is there. The it was introduced through Indira Sohani judgment in the OBC case, and Justice Gawai has held that this cannot be ignored, and it has to be different. Justice Vikram Nath says that the criteria for identifying creamy layer would have to be different as case with OBC. So these are the two judgments, E.V. Chennaiya versus State of Andhra Pradesh 2004, and now this particular case, State of Punjab versus Davinder Singh. This again is the same article. Now you can read this. Now I've already discussed on a precarious edge. Netanyahu has chosen the path of escalation, and it should worry their friends and allies. Now a September pivot. Now, what is this September pivot? Recently the Federal Reserve met, and it has not changed the rates, but it has hinted that yes, there is there is an expectation that the interest rates in US will fall down, and the hint has been given by the chairman of Federal Reserve, that the reduction in our policy rate could be on the table in the September meeting, and which basically also follows the fact that European Central Bank has also reduced the interest rates recently, and Bank of Canada has also, and Bank of England has also reduced the interest rates. Now the US has this target of 2% inflation rate, and right now the inflation rate is 2.5%. So this is why they're more gung ho towards reducing the interest rates. But at the same point of time, they are tracking both these things. They're tracking inflation as well as employment. Now let me explain you why they're also tracking employment. See, if there is first of all, why is there inflation in advanced countries? Is because during COVID, what they had done, all these advanced countries had done, was they had given too much of stimulus to their economies, too much of money supply to their economy. The demand was not that much, money supply was there, and therefore it led to increasing of price levels. And if increasing of price levels is there, then to curb the inflation down, you had to increase the interest rate so as to reduce the demand in the market. Now what has happened is that inflation is going down, but you also now try to see another metric called as employment. If there is more unemployment, that means that the demand will be less. If there is lesser unemployment, if there are more people unemployed, that means the demand in the market is going to be high. Market is going to be high. You're going to get a price or a demand led inflation. But if there is more unemployment in the market, that means people are not going to demand more. If people are not going to demand more, then the demand led inflation will be less. So what US has done is it is seeing two kinds of data sets. It's seeing both inflation as well as unemployment. And if you see, unemployment in US has risen to 4.1 and inflation has gone down. Therefore the market is now expecting that the Federal Reserve will reduce the interest rates in the coming few times. But this has repercussions on countries like India, because right now the interest rate differential between US and India is huge. If US increases its interest rates, what will happen? Investors will say that India does offer a higher rate of interest, but if the margin between India and US falls, then people will say, why should we invest in India? Let's not invest in India. Let's turn back to US itself. And if that happens, then you will have some amount of foreign portfolio outflows, and that might lead to depreciation of all the emerging economies, including that of India against dollar. So weakening of India's rupee. So all of this is there. And then we've had our own RBI monetary policy report recently, recently, and that in that report, despite two members saying that there should be a rate cut, the governor had said that let's not talk about rate cuts just now. Let the inflation be down persistently. So you can read this now. Then it tastes like gold, an increase, a very very interesting case where there is a sport in Olympics called as fencing. And usually what happens is that this Italy has been extremely good at this particular sport, but Hong Kong has recently defeated Italy in the finals. And then there was some development in terms of the Italians complaining of cheating in the Olympics. And then the people from Hong Kong are basically having a riposte in the form that they are starting to have pizzas and then have pineapples over these pizzas. So an interesting story of what is happening there. Now, another important news. This is with respect to when clouds gather. Now, we've been talking about urban development and the lack of development, despite the fact that how I mean all these cities, or in Indian in ancient times we had one of the best drainage systems. If we talk about drainage systems, Indus Valley civilization had a very well planned drainage system and a well planned city. But if you see the cities of the current era, they're not planned at all. And there is no thought given to hydrology. There's no thought given to topography before any kind of construction. And that is what is leading to this and that is what is leading to the collection of water in certain areas, and then the entire city turning into a drain. So you can read this article, and this also basically talks about Delhi in general, that how we've just pushed, there was this natural flow of water, and by massive construction we converted this massive this natural flow of water into Ganda Nala. And now this all these Ganda Nalas that are there, in fact, even I did not know that there is a Jharnia Nala in Karol Bagh, because it has been covered. And all of that, all of these, I mean for beautification and stuff, we cover this. But at some point of time, because of the uneven pattern of our development, these all these nala gets choked during monsoon, and then it leads to this flooding of multiple regions of the city. So read this article. It's a decent article. If you want to read Central Hall to Glass House, maybe you can read this. Then yes, sub-classifications of SCs and SCs. One of the most important news is, please read about these, because you should have a very very fair idea about state by state what are the prominent tribal and Dalit communities. You can also find this chapter in a particular chapter in Periyar of Indian geography. There is I remember I reading all these important castes and then all the tribal communities, and in which state how much percentage is there, and which are the biggest one in India. So but this is one area that you can read about and identify at least these major states which are major states for SCs and STs. So have a fair idea about this. Then identifying creamy layer. Now again, this particular topic talks about how to identify the creamy layer. In case of OBC, this came through Indra Sahni judgment, and in Indra Sahni judgment, you have certain layers that you created for OBC. One was that no constitutional or statutory post. Then anyone who is a class A or class B officer of the central government employees of PSUs or statutory bodies, universities, yeah, that will also come under creamy layer. Then colonel and above in armed forces and professionals like doctors, lawyers, management consultants, etc. And property, again there is a limit to how much property you can hold, and how much income you have. So all these limits have been defined, and now we are saying that as I told you, Justice Gawai has said that there should be some amount of reservation and layered reservation within SCs and STs with respect to creamy layer. And finally, um, a couple of news that you might need to read is indexation withdrawal on grandfather mutual funds has invested worried. Please read about this particular news. The rest is almost covered. Then let me just show you another thing. Yes, another issue is with respect to a row that has been created in Olympics where Angelina Carlini had basically withdrawn from the bout in 46 seconds, and she said that this is an unfair fight because of the DNA of her opposing boxer Emin Khalif, and basically saying that this is not a fight between equals, and this is something that even this thing the Olympic Committee needs to see, that there needs to be a fight between equals when it comes to any kind of gendered I mean competition. So this is about it. Yeah, yeah, this is about it, folks. uh, Let me all right, folks. So that is all from my end today. Now we will meet tomorrow. It's a long paper. Please read it carefully. It has a lot of implications for society, and we will meet tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. So we'll meet on Monday and discuss Monday's paper. All right. Thank you very much, folks. I will see you on Monday. Bye bye.